We begin with some breaking news tonight. Firefighters in Lincoln rescuing 2 animals. Here you can see them rushing a dog out of a house. They perform life-saving measures. No word yet if the dog survived. A cat appeared to be okay. You can see that right there. The fire broke out in a home near South 61st and Rosebud Circle. That's just north of Old Cheney in Southeast Lincoln. The owners were not home at the time. No word yet on the cause, but firefighters say there is major smoke damage throughout the home.
Best and brightest computer science students came together today to show off the culminations of their studies at the Reek School Design Studio Showcase. There, students demonstrated products they built in conjunction with 21 companies from across the U.S. These include an AI shopping assistant, a virtual reality simulation of the day in the life of an engineer, and many more. One student in the program spoke on what this demonstration means to her.
So we want to spread the message about mastery grading while also telling people about our tool that we built and all the progress we've made over this last year. We've had a lot of cool new features, we've had roadblocks we've overcome, done a lot this year, and we're just ready to show off that success.
To wrap up the event, the top projects and performers were given awards and presented their projects to the audience.
Thousands in the Lincoln community are getting back on their feet, you could say. Today wrapped up the 15th annual Day Without Shoes campaign. Take a look at this. More than 63,000 pairs of shoes donated to the People's City Mission just over the last few weeks. That's an all-time high. Today, men, women, and children were able to pick out a perfect pair for themselves.
But for our guests, I can't tell you how this event is so important to them, because for many of them, shoes are a tough item, you know, in this economy, and I know people that are listening to me know. It's hard if you're trying to buy food to also think about a pair of shoes, socks, some of the other things we kind of take for granted.
The campaign hopes to raise awareness for the difference a pair of shoes can make in someone's life. Pastor Tom with the People's City Mission says all of these shoes will likely be given out over the next 3 weeks.
Lincoln, some local small businesses are getting help from the city. The Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development announcing 6 Lincoln startups are the winners of their Launch LNK grant. The winners will each be given $20,000 along with what LPED is calling valuable resources and referrals to accelerate their growth. One recipient of the grant is Bullseye GX. You're seeing some of it here, an agriculture startup that gives farmers insights into their herd health with some genetic testing.
It's a very competitive atmosphere, and we're very fortunate that the city of Lincoln, that they are committed to small startup companies, and that we're going to use the support from that grant to help develop some software tools that can be used by the hardworking farmers and ranchers in Nebraska.
LPED says the 6 companies represent key and emerging industries for Lincoln's economy. Team Jack Foundation is on a mission. They're currently raising funds to put towards pediatric brain cancer research with the help of a local restaurant. Team Jack is teaming up with Raising Cane's. After Jack Hoffman died last month, the community has been rallying to raise awareness to childhood cancer. Today, Raising Cane's presenting Team Jack with a check.
Funds raised from this event obviously will go to our mission to support pediatric brain cancer research, and really that's to find better treatments for kids who are diagnosed with brain cancer and ultimately one day find a cure.
And tomorrow, the Team Jack Foundation will be hosting their biggest annual fundraiser, the Team Jack Gala, with keynote speaker Kirk Cousins.
Pine Lake Road area is buzzing as community members gather for an open house. People are coming together to talk about repairs that are set for really a big chunk of that road in southwest Lincoln. Here's a live look at the open house being held at Scott Middle School. The city is showing drivers where improvements will be made to Pine Lake between basically 14th to 32nd Street, and they're answering anybody's questions. Now, 1 lane of traffic will be open in each direction when the project starts in early May, and it could possibly last all the way until the summer of 2026. The city is working with businesses and schools in the area to ensure that they're still accessible during the project.
A nationwide protest called Stand Up for Science is popping up in several spots across the U.S.
A nationwide protest called Stand Up for Science is popping up in several spots across the U.S. The video you see behind me coming from Washington, D.C. in those very same demonstrations happening right here in our backyard. Take a look. Nebraska's capital also seeing a fair share of protesters. They're advocating for numerous topics, including evidence-based decision-making and increased funding for scientific research. Rallies are currently being held in at least 30 other cities.